Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Is that better? Hi, I'm Charlotte Bergman, the host of Political Talk with Charlotte. I got a new face today. I went and got a facial yesterday, and I want to discuss that with you. It was the first time I ever had anything done to my face, and my face felt like butter ever since the event. But I'm going to talk to you further about that a little bit later. Thank you for joining me today. This is Charlotte Bergman. I am your host, and I'm looking forward to a great show, and I hope you guys are too. This is Thursday. This is the day for our regular show. I, I'm the conservative voice for Christian and constitutional values. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about, is a man really a woman? There's a doctor that really doesn't know. Do you know? Our show airs every Thursday, and in the description notes, you will find my email address, multiple live stream social media sites that this show is airing on. If you're new to the channel, please leave a comment and or subscribe to your channel, to my channel on YouTube and Rumble. Hit that notification button so when we do have a show, even if we have a special show, you'll get a notification about it. I want you to know how much I truly love you. I truly appreciate your support and helping me to get the word out about what's going on in our nation. And many times we've got the mainstream media that do not want to discuss these issues, or if they discuss them at all, guess what? They put such a spin on them. You go, did I really see that with my own eyes? No, I didn't see that with my own eyes. I guess I have to go ahead and believe what they told me to believe. Want to encourage you, if you haven't already, checked out my book, The Last Trumpet in the Battle for America. The Last Trumpet in the Battle for America. It's on Amazon. It's in a different place. You have to go in and do a search to see it. Oh, Patrick, thank you for joining me. Thank you, Patrick. My good friend Noni is there. Thanks for podcasting today. Yes, I could not avoid talking about this subject because I think it's imperative that we talk about it. So many things get past us because we just don't talk about it, especially us Republicans. Oh my goodness, no. So sit back, enjoy your popcorn, your Kool-Aid, enjoy the show. And I look forward to many of your comments as we're moving forward. Just like the comments or place an emoji on the comments. Do anything you can to communicate so that Facebook and many of the social media outlets will know, hey, we like this program. We want others to hear it. So can men get pregnant? How many men do we have out there? How many men do we have out there in the audience? Stop what you're doing. And I want you to watch this full exchange between Senator Josh Hawley and a doctor. And many of you have seen this video, but I just wanted to show it to you because it is so worth watching. She blinks. Then she gives a bunch of word salad explanation and excuses for why she won't answer his solid question. Can men get pregnant? So join me as we listen to this video.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since you bring it up, why don't we just start there? Dr. Verma, I wasn't sure I understood your answer to Senator Moody a moment ago. Do you think that men can get pregnant?
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was. I mean, I do take care of patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused. I think, I wasn't.
Remember, the question was, can men get pregnant? And I want you, I'm going to explain to you this woman's background. Worth looking at.
Sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the
The
question
goal is just to establish a biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
Can men
I
get
take care of
pregnant?
many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That
Can men get pregnant?
again, as I'm saying,
Let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics. So can men get pregnant?
I
You're a
totally
doctor, I
agree.
think.
Science and evidence should guide medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes, no questions like this are a political tool. And
No, yes, no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding. This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you. You know, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert, and you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of a lot.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not complex. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to test, frankly, your veracity as a medical professional and as a scientist. Can men get pregnant?
I think you're also conflating
This is
male
extraordinary.
female with
No, I'm not conflating male and female. They're two different things. There's biological men and there's biological women. And I want to know, can men get pregnant?
what you were talking about is biological.
You're not going to answer my question, it sounds like to me.
Biological males.
This isn't hard, doctor. Can men get pregnant? Yes or no?
Again, I would be more than happy to have a conversation with you that is not coming from a place of trying to be polarized and push.
I'm not trying to be polarizing. I'm trying to ask, I think it is extraordinary that we are here in a hearing about science and about women. And for the record, it's women who get pregnant, not men.
Thank you.
We are here about the safety of women and science that shows that this abortion drug causes adverse health events in 11% of cases. That's 22 times greater than the FDA label, another fact you haven't acknowledged, and yet you won't even acknowledge the basic reality that biological men don't get pregnant. There's a
Guys, I think you've heard enough of that. Let me tell you about this doctor. I want to tell you about this doctor. There she is. Okay. Want to have her on the screen while I explain to you her background. Dr. Nisha Verman is a board-certified obstetrician and gynecologist and a complex family planning subspecialist. She gained national attention because of her interview with Josh Hawley. Now, here's more about her. She was born in Greensboro, North Carolina, so it is really a southern state. Her parents are of Indian immigration. Her undergrad degree is in biology and anthropology from the University of North Carolina. Got to be pretty smart to go through that. Her medical degree was obtained at the University of North Carolina. Her master's degree is in public health from Emory University, and she has had training in obstetrics and gynecology. And she cannot answer what is a woman. And the reason she can't do that is because the Democrats won't let her. You're right, Nani. Bless her heart. Bless her little heart. She is so stuck on being politically correct. I thought we'd stop doing that. I thought when President Trump became president, that was one of the things he decided, that we would get rid of the woke agenda and be able to say that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. Well, I'll tell you something. To be clear, the LGBTQ agenda is designed to tear the family apart. Trans women are not women. They're men pretending to be women. And this is extremely insulting. And she's bought into the Kool-Aid. Pregnancy is a privilege, not a right. I know, I've been there. It is not fun, but it has huge rewards. Men, just in case she doesn't know, I'm going to let her know. Men can't get pregnant, and any doctor who tells you they can probably studied medicine in Minnesota at the Quality Living Center. Please join me in praying for this evil, demonic delusion that has taken over our country. And I guarantee you, with interviews like this, it's going to be cleared up because people are coming to their senses. Not everybody, but people are. We seriously, at this time, live in the dumbest time in history. Guys, how is that person even a doctor? Now, for those who are in the nosebleed section, who can't really see, don't know what's going on, I want to tell you what my Bible says. In Genesis 1:27, in the King James Version, it states, "So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them." Not trans, but male and female. So just in case she doesn't know, this is an indication that she doesn't understand the Bible. With all of her knowledge, she doesn't have wisdom. See what you guys are saying. Yeah, I said leering. I said Leering Center. Exactly. That's exactly where she probably got most of her education after she finished attending those distinguished schools. But rest assured, she is wrong. Men cannot get pregnant. And if anybody has any questions about that, tell them to come see me. Men cannot get pregnant. Now, the next topic I want to talk about is what is happening in our country in terms of what's happening in Minnesota. But before I do that, I want to share with you what Barack Obama said about illegal immigration. This is something that is being discussed in Minnesota. And you know, they love themselves some Barack Obama. So maybe they will pay attention and they will listen to Barack Obama if they don't listen to ICE and people who are trying to help us to make sure that people who are in this country are here legally.
We all agree on the need to better secure the border and to punish employers who choose to hire illegal immigrants. We are a generous and welcoming people here in the United States, but those who enter the country illegally and those who employ them disrespect the rule of law, and they are showing disregard for those who are following the law. We simply cannot allow people to pour into the United States undetected, undocumented, unchecked, and circumventing the line of people who are waiting patiently, diligently, and lawfully to become immigrants in this country.
Man, didn't he sound like a Republican? Didn't he? He sounded like a Republican to me. He really, really did. Common sense. He was talking common sense before the Democrat Party was taken over by the crazy folks, the far left. Yeah, I said it. Come and get me. Okay. I want to ask you, how would you rate ICE? Me share with you some of the things they are doing. They're acting crazy. They really are. When Barack Obama did it, it was okay. But now that Donald J. Trump is doing it, people are being paid to go out and cause havoc in our community. They actually said Kristi Noem will be hanged. So they are making promises to become radical, and not only radical, but to become totally dangerous. This is how we fight back. We remind them of what they said in the past. There we go. We remind them what they said in the past and the positions they claim to support. You are absolutely right. So here's what I want to show you. Give me a second. Let me pull it up. This is what they're saying, and this is what they're doing. And this is the havoc that they are pushing on our country right now. And you're right. We cannot sit back and allow them to get away with doing what they're doing and just remain quiet about it.
Here when they hear the mayor of their city can you pull behind them? It's ICE. They're trying to kidnap people. Please pull behind them.
The president stands with ICE. I stand with ICE. We stand with all of our law enforcement officers.
I stand with ICE. I stand with all of our law enforcement officers. And I'm going to put Scott's comment on here. I didn't pay him to say that, but yes, I'm looking forward to getting to Washington, D.C. to help. You know, we are losing. This year alone, we've got a shortage of voters anyway in terms of the Republican Party. And 25 Republican members are leaving. So come on, leadership, reach out to Charlotte Bergman in Memphis, Tennessee, and give her support, something that you guys had not done in the past. Now, I showed you how radical they are. I want to show you something that the liberal media didn't expect to have to contend with. Renee Good's father-in-law. I thought this was awesome. And I don't think that they expected this man to respond the way he did, because they probably would not. Well, maybe they did, because when the interviewer interviewed him, she quickly said, I know that you support President Trump. So, but she probably didn't expect for him to be a man of God. So let's hear what he has to say.
Out front now, Renee Good's former father-in-law, Timmy Macklin, and he is the grandfather of Good's 6-year-old son, that little boy. And Timmy, we're really appreciative that you are willing to speak out. And I know you want to talk about Renee. Your son was married to her before he died in 2023. And now there has been this horrible tragedy for Renee, and of course your grandson now has lost both his biological parents. You just heard the president speak about your former daughter-in-law. What's your reaction?
Well, you know, I'm a Trump supporter also, and Renee was an amazing person. I mean, she full of life, full of joy. I mean, real gentle, a good mother. You know, I just think, you know, we make bad choices, and you know, that's the problem. There's so much chaos in the whole world today. And that's why the Bible says, if my people would humble themselves and seek his face and pray and turn from our wicked ways, God will hear from heaven and forgive our sins and heal our lands. And that's what we need to do. We need to turn to God and walk in the Spirit of God, and, you know, and let him lead us and guide us.
So we have some news.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I am sorry for your loss, because for your loss for you, it's your grandson who will suffer so greatly, and you have suffered the loss of your own son so tragically as well, her former husband. Your grandson's 6 years old. Have you been able to see him or talk to him since all of this has happened?
Not since it's happened. I've been blessed to see him, 2 or 3 times a year. He's an amazing young child. I mean, he's amazing. He's really smart, and so I look forward to seeing him when I can.
I want to ask you about this. When you talk about the confusion, and you've been open, obviously, about your support for the president, when you look at the videos of what happened, and I'm sure they're very hard for you, Timmy, to watch if you've even been able to. But the Deputy Attorney General says that the Justice Department doesn't believe that there's evidence to back a criminal investigation, right? And nothing about charges or anything like that, just an investigation into what happened in terms of the ICE agents' actions. But they were, according to the prosecutors resigning today, pressuring them to investigate Renee's actions and Becca, her wife's actions. How do you feel about all that?
Well, I'm not blaming anybody. I mean, it's a hard situation all the way around. It's hard for everybody involved. I mean, the ICE agent, at first I didn't see the footage where, he was actually, he was actually being ran. I mean, I seen the bump of the car hitting his legs. And so in a flash like that, it's hard to say how you would react. From my understanding that he had been through that before, maybe dragged or something. And so, like I said, it's just a hard situation for everybody. Becca, she's a great person as well. I mean, I don't have any enemies. I love everybody, and that's what the Bible tells us: love our neighbors as we love ourselves. But I think there's some bad choices, and the word says, "For the wrath of God will come upon the children of disobedience." And it's I don't blame ICE, I don't blame Rebecca, I don't blame Renee. I just wish that if we're walking the Spirit of God, I don't think she would have been there.
Okay, you guys saw, and I have seen with my own eyes, the rash of assaults on the ICE agents. And when Barack Obama when he was in office, people weren't coming out and doing that. I just want to show you another scene, a scene from Minnesota. Give me a second. Let me pull this up, because they're going to try to use this. They're going to try to use this disruption, and they're going to try to do another George Floyd 2.0. The family of Renee Good has actually hired the same legal team that handled George Floyd's case. And they made a martyr out of that man, and he was a criminal. And even the mayor, Jacob Fry, actually bent down to kiss George Floyd's golden casket. The guy would not have had a golden casket if people had been honest about what was going on. But understand, all of this is happening, and it was expected to happen. It has been expected to happen, because all of this is about 2026, November 2026, the election. I was after George Floyd had died, that gave the Democrats the momentum, and they have been spewing evil, demonic policies and practices upon us ever since. So anyway, as you said, Scott, yes, they are there to cause trouble. Those ladies were. They really were. Not only them, but a lot of other people. I want to show you this lady who actually now the Democrats are saying that she was being harassed because she was in her vehicle. But they're not showing you the full story. So I'm going to show you the full story right now about what she did. This was before the ICE agents pulled her out of her vehicle.
American flag!
She's driving on.
Hey, go that way. Hey, back the fuck up.
They need to all be at home and not impeding Christ doing their job. Yes, there are paid protesters, many of them are.
You are not following the law.
See what ICE has to deal with to do their jobs? Okay, they're getting her out of there.
Police before I'm disabled trying to go to the doctor up there. That's why I didn't move.
Cut the next people.
Don't you stand behind this person. I'm trying to go to the doctor.
Just make you feel strong. You're a man. This is your duty. Why don't you help that woman? Help that woman. Why don't you help someone? All you do is hurt. All you do is hurt. She's trying to drive down the fucking. Where is the law?
See, there's always two sides to one story. The story they're telling is they pulled a woman who was handicapped out of her vehicle, but you saw what she was doing to provoke them. So I'm going to end the show with this statement from President Trump. And many of you are going to be happy to see this statement. President Trump is not playing. This is because he knows about how the ICE agents are being attacked, how their vehicles are being raided, how people are really literally attacking them, trashing computers and various things in the vehicles, breaking windows. He says, this is a breaking statement, and Eric Dowdery said, breaking, President Trump threatened to invoke the Insurrection Act in Minnesota after federal vehicles ramshacked weapons and documents stolen. Ramshacked weapons and documents stolen. And they're saying, do it, President Trump. And I believe President Trump, if they don't calm down, Scott, you're right. All she had to do was leave and get out of the way. Stay at home, stay out of their business. Let them do their jobs. So I'm going to end with this. This young man, he is hilarious to me. I'm going to end with this video, and you guys make up your own mind about what he is saying.
The gym, minding my own business. This older white guy comes up to me, pointing to my shirt, and he said, let me talk to you real quick. So I walk over there. I'm like, what's up, man? He said, you shouldn't be wearing that shirt right now. You're going to offend a lot of people. I was like, who? Who am I going to offend? He said, immigrants. I started laughing. I'm like, I'm an immigrant. I support the president. He's like, no, you're not. I was like, yeah, born and raised in Iran, man. He gets all confused and he's like, well, how about the soldiers, military's being deployed to target protesters? I was like, I like law and order too. I like stores that are not looted. I like taxi cabs that are not burned. I don't know about you. I support him on that. And he's like, well, a lot of people in the military don't. They're speaking out. They're walking away. And I was like, well, guess what, man? I'm a veteran too. And the first thing they teach you in the military that you obey the chain of command. And guess who's at the top of that chain? It's the commander in chief, the president of the United States. So I told him this. If you are talking about immigrants, You're wrong. You're talking about illegal immigrants. I spent 3 years in a refugee camp in Turkey, waited my turn with no source of education, no source of income, because we knew what was on the other side. And when we got here, we didn't raise the Iranian flag. We raised the American flag and the Texas flag, and we still do today. So you're not talking about immigrants. You're talking about illegal immigrants, those people who invaded this country. And anybody in the military that have a problem with this, or like this guy, or those foreigners that are raising the foreign flag, you all are more than welcome to get the hell out and go find another place.
There we go. I approve that message. He did a good job. We want people to come to the United States. And if they're illegal, we want them to become legal immigrants. We want you over here. We want you. And those who are illegal, who hate this country, who rob, steal, and kill, get the heck out of this country. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me today. And I will get in contact with you, Scott, after this show. You guys be blessed. Have a great weekend. I do appreciate you. And those of you that stayed with me until the end, I especially appreciate you. So thank you. Be blessed and stay out of trouble. And if you see a policeman doing his job or an ICE agent doing their job, get out of the way. Two things I want to say. In Minnesota, there were some ICE agents who apprehended an illegal in their community. The lady doesn't want to tell people exactly where she was. And the people in the store who saw the ICE agent apprehending the illegal, they applauded. They were happy about that because that's what we voted for. We want our country back, and we want people here who love our country just like we love our country. God bless you all. Thank you for joining my show, and I'll see you next week, if not sooner. Bye.